Hello everyone, I am Dr. Shruti Mathur, Assistant Professor at Sri Venkateshwara College, University of Delhi. Welcome to this session on Whatif Analysis. In this module, we will learn about the concept and utility of Whatif Analysis. We will also discuss about the tools available for doing Whatif Analysis in Excel and their applicability. Let us start with the concept of Whatif Analysis. Whatif analysis is a tool for planning and decision making. As the name indicates, what-if analysis helps in analyzing the data in different scenarios. For a manager, it is an effective tool for planning and decision making. For example, if the manager wants to analyze the impact of changes in some input variables on the final outcome, he can use what-if analysis. Alternatively, he can plan the inputs based on his desired outcome levels. Another example can be of an individual who wishes to make his retirement plans and decide how much monthly saving is required in order to achieve the post-retirement goals. So, what-if analysis helps us in estimating input to obtain a desired output, or it helps us in understanding the impact of different levels of inputs or changes in inputs on the final output. In Excel, there are three tools for performing what-if analysis. These are goal seek, data tables, and scenarios. We will take up these tools one by one. The first tool is goal seek. Goal seek helps us in calculation of one of the inputs for obtaining a desired output. It works a formula backward. For example, let's take a simple example. There are two numbers A and B, and when I add A plus B, it gives me C. Now, if I decide a particular value that C should have, given that A remains constant, goal seek will help me in determining B. Let us take another small example in my Excel sheet and see how goal seek works. Now you can see here, I have the marks of a particular student. The student is evaluated for the assignment, project and theory paper. Each of these has a different weightage. Assignment has a weightage of 20%, project has a weightage of 30% and his theory exam has a weightage of 50%. Now he has already submitted his assignment and project and he has received 80 and 90 marks in his assignment and project respectively. Suppose he gets 78 marks in theory, then his total marks will be the weighted average of these 3 marks. So it will be 80 into 0.2 plus 90 into 0.3 plus 78 into 0.5, which gives him 82. Now, the student wishes to achieve 90 marks in his final exams as a total score. In order to achieve this target of 90 marks, which is desired target, he can use goal seek to determine what is the minimum marks that he must achieve in theory paper, because he's already given assignment and project and he has already scored there. Theory exam is left, so he has to decide what is his target, what is the minimum marks that he requires in theory in order to get a total of 90 marks in the paper put together. For that, like I told you, we will use goal seek. So what we will do is, we will go to data tab, and from data tab you can see over here on the data tools there is what-if analysis drop down list. From here he will choose goal seek and he will set the value of the goal to 90 and he will say that the cell to be changed is this, the theory exam marks, and click OK. Dear friends, we are going to take goal seek again in the next session in details. This is only just to give you a brief idea about how the particular tool will be used and what is the applicability, understanding concept of goal seek, and that's why we are not focusing on which formula is being put where. So you can see that now he can achieve a total of 90 marks, and to achieve a total of 90 marks he needs at least 94 marks in his theory exam. So this is how GoalSeek can help you in determining how much input is required to achieve a target or a desired output. The next tool that we have are the data tables. Data tables allow the users to examine a range of possibilities at a glance and analyze the impact of change in inputs on output. So in data tables, how do we use them? Where do we use them? We use them where we want to see if I change the input by a certain level, how will my output be affected? For example, if I have a relationship established between say the advertising or promotion costs incurred by the company and the sales of the company, if I have that in terms of an equation, then I want to see what change in my expenditure on advertising or promotion will lead to what sales. So if I change my advertising expenditure to X, how much will my sale change? That is what can be determined by data tables. And in data tables, you can change one variable or two input variables at the same time. Simultaneously, you can change one or two variables, input variables, not more than two input variables. If you want to change more than two input variables, then you will have to use the next tool, which is Scenario Manager. So Scenario Manager does whatever data tables does, but here you can change more than two input variables at the same time. Let us look at another example and try to understand which tool is used in which situation. So to understand the applicability of the tool, let's examine this particular example. We have quarterly sales data for a particular company, PQR Limited. We also know that the profit margin is 15% on sales and the tax that the company has to pay is 30%. Now we calculate the profit before tax, which will be nothing but quarterly profit. Quarterly profit will be sales into profit margin. So quarterly profits will be added together to get the profit before tax, which is 1,59,150 in this case. And then we calculate profit after tax, which will be profit before tax into 1 minus the rate of tax. So given these quarterly sales, the final profit for the company is 1,11,405. Now we come to the changes that the company plans and how our various what-if analysis tools can help us in performing those changes. Let us look at what the company or what the question asks us to do. So the question is saying, using what-if analysis, calculate what should be the sales in the last quarter, Q4, if the company wishes to achieve an annual target profit of 1,50,000 rupees after tax for the current year. So assuming that Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 remain, Q1, Q2 and Q3 remain the same, what should be Q4 if we want the profit after tax to be 1,50,000? This figure to be 1 lakh, target goal is 1,50,000. First 3 quarter sales remain the same. What should be the sale in the last quarter? So what tool will we use? Yes, dear friends, you are right. We are going to use GoalSeek. So this can be done using GoalSeek. The second part, let us again analyze. Analyze the impact of change of profit margin on profit after tax for the company, assuming different profit margins, 10%, 15%, 20% and 25%. So if my profit margin changes to say 10, 15, 20, 25, I want to see what is the impact on this profit after tax. So I am changing an input variable, one input variable, to see the impact on the output. Which tool will help me do that? Data tables. Data tables will help me do that. Coming to the third part, find the profit after tax if both the profit margin as well as the tax rates are changed. Assume the profit margins are 10%, 15%, 20% and 25%. And the tax rates are 10, 20, 30 and 40%. So now two of my variables I want to change. I want to change my profit margins and I want to change my tax rate. And for each of the scenario, right now my scenario is 15% profit, 10% tax. This is my output. I want to see if profit is 10%, tax is 40%, what is my profit after tax? If profit is 20%, tax is say also 20%, what is my profit after tax? So all the multiple scenarios formed by the combination of these profit margins and these tax rates, I want to see the outcome or the profit after tax in each case. Two variables are being changed at the same time simultaneously. Data tables can again be used because data tables allow us to change a maximum of two variables at the same time. And lastly, assume that three kinds of business conditions are possible in the next year. What will be the profit in each condition? Now there are three conditions and four variables are changing in each condition. So my quarterly sales are all changing. If you remember goal seek, we were only trying to change one, but now all 4 quarter sales are changing according to the condition. And there are three scenarios possible. So scenario will be used in this case. So dear friends, I hope that gives you an idea about the applicability of the tools in various situations. In our coming sessions, we are going to take up these examples and do them in the Excel sheet using the tools that we have discussed. Thank you.